favorite artists and telling them about what we think about the music and them telling us about the impact and how they've come from the journey thus far. Cream also one of my personal favorites where we will be sharing practical proven business and finance tips, as we're led for those that are, the entrepreneurs and also we're not leaving out the employees as well because many times the entrepreneurs come from the stage of the parts and the group of the employees. All right, our gospel truth is where we go. You know how we like to pay homage to the man upstairs. We always drop one gospel song, and I usually share my top 5 hip hop women, where you can rejig your playlist, check out what you're listening to. Don't listen to the same thing over and over again. Be flexible, be fun. All right, don't let the Gen Zs catch all the fun. Okay. And also we do love and shouts where you send your messages on WhatsApp, your requests, however you're feeling, and we'll give you preferential treatment on the show. This is Queens on the Mic. My name is Bionic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The lady.
If you go for concerts, there's the VIP section where there's people that are paid millions sit at the table. Then there's the popular stand where the 5K, 10K people are standing and having the most fun, actually. So separate your money, like is that section, like the VIP section, like we say, your business income is not your personal allowance. So you mustn't treat it as such, which is one of the main things this first tip is talking about. Open a separate account, do all that stuff. For instance, if there's a saving, something for upkeep, you have that account. If there's something for school fees, you have that account. There's something for the business, it has a separate account. So that's how you must move. Never ever ever overlook that. You know how you do transport today, tomorrow you're like, okay, it's just this quick 5K, or you no, it's just this 10K. Before you know, it has accumulated to something, and it is eaten into the fund that's supposed to be for materials and business. You don't want to do that. Also, calculate marketing. All these are things that you must price and separate, because if your price makes you nervous, very good. You know what that means? It means you're stepping into value. All right. Underpricing is not humility. Something you must know. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. It is self-sabotaging. Exactly, just like how you wear Ankara with socks and canvas. Ever seen that look? Yeah, that's how weird it becomes. Number three, build an emergency and opportunity fund. Also, it ties kind of like to number two, but this one is strictly emergency. Emergency in the sense that I remember a story. So well, it's not a story, it's a lot of stories actually, because I've known a lot of jackpot people, right? And they're like, yo, Bionic, I have this my vehicle, I'm traveling next week, I just want to do it away for just if you know someone that just has, 2.5 million, let's just and I'm standing there looking at the phone, mouth agape. I'm like 2.5 for something that's worth like 9 million or 8 million. So if you had like a emergency fund, you know, or an opportunity fund, you just dip in there and get that opportunity as it comes, because it never comes. It never, like they said, it comes once. Of course, it comes multiple times, but you have missed it that one time and you just might not get it back. So that's what that emergency and opportunity fund does. Nigeria economy, it can change its mood faster than Lagos traffic. Like this, just like how Lagos weather has become like London. One minute is raining, the next hour is sunny. My people will say, um, "Ahụ na-echi, mmiri na-ezo, ngwele na-akụ nwaanyị n'azụ." Very weird. It's raining 1 second, the next minute is sunny. So that same way, it will humble you if you don't have those emergency funds. You see those opportunities just pass you by. Fiam, fiam. Like next thing, someone else will call. Okay, there's this house. Where there are different people on different levels. There's this house. You really want to dispose it. It's always jackpot people, mostly from my experiences. There's this house. It's somewhere in Opik or it's somewhere in Aguda. It's an inheritance, but I want to sell. I want to relocate to my family. Is what 120, but if I can get 50 right now, I'm like, what about in like this weekend? Like, okay, this weekend, but let me know. And you're like, I wish I had an emergency fund. So that's what it does for you, for your business. So you put that away. You save at least, let's say, like 2 to 6 months of business expenses over time. You just gather it and leave it there. It protects you, especially during slow season when such opportunities come. Number four, turn your skill into systems and structure. It's one thing to be able to, for instance, know how to just sing, you can write songs, you can record. It's another thing to have a structure. Okay, I'm a working class person. When do I get time to go to the studio? I work 9 to 5, Monday to Sunday. So when is my free time? Okay, nights, I have nights. Okay, do I book a session? Do night sessions that starts from like 11 p.m. to 5 in the morning. How do I, so that's you creating system, you're creating structure, because if you get back from your 9 to 5, you're tired at home, you're like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that at home. And you can't just be freelancing it, where Bele face ball go. No, you can't do that. So you must create your skill. It's there, it's your skill, but you have to create systems and structure, which now makes it build into that business. remember, hustle is energy. Systems are actually freedom. So once you have that system, for instance, I write stuff down, I put on my notice board. I'm like, okay, things to do today. Things to do today. Number one, call so and so person. Number two, write for the show, how you're feeling it for like 30 minutes between 12 and 12:30, like that. So every now and again, as your day passes, you look at your to-do list. That helps you create those 6 things, because sometimes in the day, that's the only time you have to, do that thing. That's when your break is there, and you just must create this. And when you have systems and structures, it's documentation. You write it down, you document it. And what it does is, one of the things that you do in that documentation is it helps you onboard your clients. You know who your clients are, the ready ones you should email, the clients that you should respond to their mails that have written you. Like that, you create that really, you manage your inventory, you have that written down. So there must be systems and structures, because when your business runs on a system, instead of stress, because of course you have to apply the stress part, then it helps you. It's easy for you to scale without burning out. Burnout is expensive on a real. Hear me. All right. So number five, last but not the least, invest beyond the business. So see, many creatives, they reinvest everything back into the brand, but they forget personal wealth. For instance, you must learn, how to pay yourself first. Very important, because it gets to a point. Sometimes you just wake up, you're like, I don't feel like doing nothing. Listen, I just want to chill. That's one of the reasons why, I always talk about having a solid team. That team that person will be like, yo, what's up? What are you doing? I'm like, see, I don't feel like doing nothing today. No, get up, man. Girl, what's going on? Get up and go. You need those kind of people. And especially the way, you know, creatives just take their time. Believe me, I know. It's really difficult every time for them to listen to others, because there's that pride in their baby, quote and unquote. Like, I did this, I created this out of nothing. You can't tell me what to do. So 9 times out of 10, there's extra work to do. Structured document. You invest not everything, so you have to think about learn low risk management, low risk savings, cooperative investment. Are those cooperatives where you guys gather and just do something together? It makes things easier where you're looking for capital before you know it. Collectively, is a ton of cash, and you could do stuff with, basic stock markets, literacy, know what's happening in the stock. For those that are interested in stock, those that are interested in forex, those that are interested in barter. Barter is coming back, by the way. You give me this, I give you this. How do we make this work? Right? And your brand, remember, is an asset, but you also need assets outside of your brand. So you look into other things. So it's a type of scaling. Let's say you're selling insurance, for instance. As you sell insurance, on the side when you get home, you're bottling water, this really nice water that in your neighborhood you're the go-to person. So you invest beyond what your business actually is. And listen, dearly beloved, stop calling it small. Eh? Whether it's fashion, plaiting hair, cutting hair. I know female barber, you know, there's nothing beyond anybody. The skill can be anything, can be anywhere, can be makeup, content creation. People are good at all these things. Find it, and once you do, don't call it small, right? Speak about it with the seriousness of the CEO that you intend, that you are to yourself, because that is exactly what you are. See, we're here. We're going to be introducing our guests very soon. After the music break, there'll be more from the show. Stay with us. Don't you go anywhere. It's Queen on the mic. Bionic here.
I'm about to make it big. Selling cause I'm making out to say it. charts, making millions, wanna touch a million hearts, make a difference. The rap game is somebody like me. All these other rappers just frauds exactly. Ain't nobody do it like I do it. You think I'm on the air for the money that you know nothing about. I apologize for the long word, wasn't my intention. Hit songs, only thing I think about when I'm making records. I know some people they waiting for me to fail. I was sorry to disappoint you, man. All I do is just win, win, win. I'm like paid in that. You can cut a jam, you remember? Ah, ah.
Yes, you're still on Queens of the mic on WFM 91.7 Women Radio. It's still us here, and we have some very, very lovely women in the house once again. Strong, trailblazing, um, um, trend setting, record breaking women. We've had them for the past 3 Wednesdays, and if you've been tuned in, you will know exactly what I mean. We don't want the show, and that's exactly what we're doing on the show today. So, like I always do, we have, oh, I forgot that part. We have a set of extra special guests. Yes, you have to hear that. Titilayo Akinsiku is the executive director of technical at Ample Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. Titilayo, please say something to the people.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
All right, we also have Ifoma Okoji. Did I get it?
Yes.
Yes. If not, I would have been crucified at the next moment meeting. All right, so Ifoma Okoji is the head of audit at Ample Nigeria as well. Say hello to the people.
I am happy to be here. I'm excited.
It's also very very good to have you guys, and I'm excited about what we're talking about today. Simply who Olu, please help me with the topic. Your voice has to come into the mic. Simplifying insurance technicalities. There's something else and other
Through
things.
audits.
Simpli- Simplifying insurance technicalities and products through audits. Can you see how your voice has entered, so it's a new thing. So for me, the key word is simplification, right? And I'm excited to hear these things. I'm one of those non-believers, but for the past 3 weeks, I've become like a baby. I believe now, so I'm doing milk, and I hope to get to meat. All right, so which is one of the reasons why we're here, simplification. Usually I'll start with you. So simple terms. So with in simple terms, within the Enco Nigeria, makeup, what does your technical role, actually involve? Even more in the large scheme of things of insurance. When you say technical, in fact, insurance already is quote unquote a problem. People who never present that understand it. They need you need to be spoon fed, So why what? Which is one of the reasons why we're talking about this today. So tell us that. The word technical. How do you want to break it down, especially with your role?
Okay, thank you. In simple terms, let me use it. The technical department. Technical is a department in an insurance company. So in technical departments is like an engine room of an insurance company. In technical department, what we do is that we are the one that is responsible for the maths and science of insurance promises. You know, and in technical, we have different units. We have the underwriting unit, we have the claims unit, we have the reinsurance, we have the survey unit. What the underwriting unit does is I will term underwriting as the gatekeeper of the company, because underwriting is the one that will decide what to insure. So you present a risk, they will look at the risk, they will look at, they will inspect the risk, they will look at it, at what terms and condition are we doing it, what is the proportion of the risk that we can take, at what premium can we take the risk. Then the claims unit is the part, you know, that fulfills the promise that insurance made to the client when they are purchasing the policy. So the claims unit ensure that claims are settled timely in the event of any loss. And also for the reinsurance unit, I would say like they too, they are like they protect the portfolio of the company. They are the they do insurance of insurance. Let me put it that way in simple terms. They transfer part of the risk that we have accepted from our clients to another insurance
let me try to
company
make it
or insurance company.
let me try to make it a bit
Yes.
easier for us to swallow.
Okay.
You know we're beefing insurance, quote and unquote.
It's
We want that clarity and understanding. So
Okay.
again, the word technical,
Yes.
what does that role involve? Like your part.
Okay.
How do you what's your part in making technical easy to assimilate for customers to not hear the jargons, or even if they hear it, they understand, you know.
Okay.
So that's what we want to hear.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. The word technical is, just like I said earlier, is the engine room of the insurance company. Is the parts of the company that decide on what risk to accept, what proportion of the risk to accept, what premium to be paid on that risk, and also to know whether the risk should be or the risk is to be accepted 100% by the insurance company, or that the insurance company should try and transfer part of the risk to another person. Also, technical is the part of the company that is responsible to pay claims if it arises.
So why this I don't have this question, but it just came to me. Why is there always a problem with payment? You know, why, there's been a fire, my office is gutted like to the ground. Why is there, like, what's going on here? Why do you guys have to say, okay, is this real fire or was this fire staged and stuff? I think that also has to do with technical and checking that out. Why does that always happen? Why can't just be natural? Like actually, like lightning struck and the office just went up in flames. Why must there be checks? Like, is it real? And it takes a while and all that. I'm not saying that happens at Ample, but insurance companies, that's what they do.
Well, you said insurance companies, that's what they do. I think what we are trying to say is that the claims delay. It's not that they don't pay.
It
But
delays and there's
okay, you're asking why.
investigations. Like,
Oh, okay.
it's obvious that, there's nothing hidden.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Why it seems like it delays is the fact that when a claim is reported, we need to verify whether the claim is genuine or not.
Sure.
And also we need to confirm from our records whether the cause of the loss is actually covered by the policy or not. So it's the process of verification, process of validating, the circumstances and the circumstances of the claim that you think is taking too much time, but it's part of claims process. It has to be verified. It has to be validated.
So speculatively, how long does that take?
Actually, it depends on the type of claim that happens.
Okay.
You are saying now that a fire of big magnitude. Now, a fire of big magnitude is not something that someone can sit in the office and say, okay, I'm paying this amount. No, you need to send experts to check what happened. They will check the bill of quantity. They will check the replacement cost depending on the type of loss. They will need to have a consultation with the contractors and agree on the actual cost to repair or to replace what was damaged. So in the process of that, if it is a big claim, we need to appoint or engage loss adjusters. We have independent loss adjusters that we use. So those ones, depending on the magnitude of claim, we have the one that takes within 3 days to 14 days. That's their investigation. And once they submit their report, the report is reviewed in-house.
And the money will just enter. The account will shake.
Yes, the money will enter.
All right.
And the account will shake.
So if I'll come to you, a quick one. What's one common misunderstanding people have about insurance? Let me start from there before we get into MPO proper.
Okay. Basically, there are so many misunderstandings.
The policies, insurance.
But one that comes to my mind easily now is that some people think that once you have a policy, it automatically pay everything when it happens.
Straight.
But basically, an insurance policy, an insurance contract, every insurance contract have specific terms. They have conditions and some exclusions attached to a policy. The contract, and we all know what contract is. So my advice is that customers, when you take a policy, you take out time to read what you are actually buying, what is a contract, what the terms and what the coverage is. Because
do you need a lawyer for that?
You don't.
Okay.
Because it's clear.
Okay.
That's why I'm in audit. Part of our work is to audit that our policy terms and conditions that are in the policy are clear. They are not vague. They are not misleading. But they are
very important.
Yes, they are on the policy. And we also audit the process when we audit customer experience, that they engage our customers to continually tell them what the coverage is. So there are no surprises.
Continuously.
Yes, we have a full department on that.
Awesome.
Customer experience department.
Awesome.
So customers need to know that this is a contract. And you need to understand what the contract you have signed into, because every contract has specific terms and conditions, and they are agreed at the inception of that policy. So you don't just come and think everything will be covered. Like she was saying about, they have to investigate about a policy, a fire, because there's something called covered perils. There are exclusions. You can take a building and cover it for fire. Explosions may be excluded, and maybe riots, and then your house got burnt down by rioters. It's an exclusion. But if you have the policy, so you will see it. And all those policies, even when you want those added benefits, you can now negotiate for those terms to be added.
Before you sign.
At the inception. So you can understand. So when things are vague, customers, clients are supposed to get clarity at the inception, so there's no sudden surprises. It is some laxity on the part of customers, but at MPO, we actively engage our customers.
Awesome.
That there's clarity, because there's this what I call mistrust in insurance. So what is building?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So we need to be on the same page. But an audit that process. Audit reviews that process to ensure that these customers are engaged. And even regulatory wise is there. The conditions and the exclusions and all that in terms are on the policy document. Well, a lot of people just buy insurance and go home and sleep and drop it.
So, and that's why it comes and bites them.
And then everybody starts
in the behind.
Thinking it's
eventually.
A scam. Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Well said, Ifoma. But it also brings me to so audit now at MPO. How does audit help ensure the customer that what's promised, what they signed, is what they're getting?
Oh, okay. So at MPO, audit plays a very important role as an independent checker, as independent check. I like to describe audit like as a co-pilot on a journey. You know, the business, when I say the business, the management, the action, the process owners are the drivers. They are the decision maker, but audit is beside them, continuously assessing the system, providing insights where there are laxities, where there are risks or exceptions. We bring it to the fore of management, we engage, we resolve it just to ensure that we're on the right path, that this vehicle is on the right path. So to ensure that we meet our customers' expectations. So in audit, we continuously review the systems. We ensure that we try to review our transactions, our processes. We want to know that there's nothing going wrong. And if there's something going wrong, we raise them as issues. We engage management. We commit to remedial actions so as to ensure that what we have promised the customers is what we are delivering. So in audit, we are providing confidence to customers that MPO's promise is not just on paper, that we're actually honoring that promise in reality. And that is what we get by ensuring that the system is working, is efficient. That's where audit comes in. It's a strategic quality assurance partner.
So to piggyback off that, what exactly does audit mean in that sense? When you say the word audit and as it applies to insurance?
Simply put, audit is I can say it's like combining a trustworthy co-pilot and a reliable quality assurance combined together to ensure that the company is doing what it says it will do, that the processes are working effectively and efficiently. Because if it's not working efficiently, if it's not making profit, it will not meet promises made to customers, and that customers are treated fairly. Simply, audit is like keeping things on track, quality management, and ensuring or providing assurance on the fairness of how customers are treated. Basically, that's what audit is.
So that's in-house at MPO. But for the average listener, the potential
no, that's what it is. I just said
potential customer.
All potential customers and existing customers. Because when they know that this brand is efficient, is working, is keeping its promises, it's also to potential customers. When I said that process is working, it means it's also profitable. I know our financials are on our website. So for potential customers, they are seeing our performance, they are seeing our claims.
Track record.
They are tracking our claims. They see our standing claims are going down. They see our processing times. So audit continuously audits all these arms, all these functions to ensure that we can build customer trust. There's transparency, and that we're strong. We're a strong brand.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. I must give you that. MPO.
Amen.
I love MPO. I love MPO. So Titilayo, how is MPO working to make insurance easier for everyday Nigerians to understand? Because why these questions seem to be piggybacking and circling is once there's no understanding, especially with insurance. Forget. So again, what's MPO doing and how is MPO working to make insurance easier for everyday Nigerians? You know, not the ones that understand audit, that understand quality assurance, you know, all them we that went to school, you know, like Tolu here and co. No, what the everyday Nigerians, what does that do for them? How's your role at MPO making it clear for them to want to be a part of it?
Okay, thank you. The challenge has always been communication with customer. And that's why at MPO, we've made it a priority to move from technical first to people first. We try to understand the needs of our customer and design policies that are tailor-made for their needs. We try as much as possible to not to make our policies or insurance only comprehensive, but comprehensible. Something that they would easily understand. You know, we've moved from complexity to clarity in our dealings with our customers. we ensure that our policies are in terms that they can easily read. They are in simple terms that they can read. You know, they are easily comprehensible. They are we try as much as possible to ensure that we speak the right language when we are talking to our clients, which is very, very important. And also we made them to understand that there are a lot of products, there are varieties of products that they can choose for, depending on their need. Because what we've realized is the fact that people just sell what they have.
Okay.
Without considering the need or the benefit
Of that
it's
person,
going
for that
to
person,
offer to
the
the
person.
customer. So at MPO, what we do is to understand the customer, get what their needs are. Then we try to tailor our policies, you know, in accordance to the way it's going to benefit them. And we explain to them in simple terms.
So
I
who's
think that explanation is what the customer needs.
awesome? So who's in charge of policy at MPOL? And not who, but how our policies it's actually for both of you. How are policies created? How are they tailored? How are they made to come to life? And do you make policies often, or do you have policies that are already down and people you just break it down, you let people choose?
We have policies. We have
Yes,
policies.
yes.
But depending on the need of the customer, we try to break it down.
Hmm.
And what we try to do now is to ensure that we have summary. We summarize the policy
Sure.
for the customer, because
Sure.
many people don't have time to read. So we
Major
try
problem.
exactly. We try as much as possible to summarize them, to let them know what is covered, what is not covered. The policies are there. Try to at least point their attention to the fact that they have to know that this is what the policy covers, this is what is not covered.
Come on, sorry.
Okay, so you asked about how policies are made. Policies, you know, insurance policies are technical products that have already been done. I'm not an insurance person. Actuaries, you know, they've arrived, they've done some estimates and all that. They are there. So what we do in MPO, just like the executive director said, is that we understand the customer's needs. So there are a combination of policies that we can provide. It's not that we change the policy. There are a combination of policies that we provide to suit the customer's needs.
Okay.
That is aside from the fact that we have an active product department.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yes,
that's the first question. People
department,
that are in charge of
yes,
that.
there is a product department. The actuaries. That is the
actuaries.
specialist. Yes,
Okay,
there's a specialist
okay,
field.
Okay.
It's not even in core technical. It's a different specialist field. They continuously see changing customer demands and create products that will suit that. And of course, you know, there's a process. You not just create it.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
There's a process. You create it.
Back
you take it to the
forth,
regulator.
Through and through.
The regulator approves it. But aside from that, some of these policies can be combined when you come to general insurance policies. I'm sure the previous ladies, the previous sessions have talked about general and life. I think I watched that, so I don't have to go through that. So, but when you come to the general insurance, there are policies that they call package policy, combined policy. So they combine the needs of the clients under what is possible under technical arrangements to give the person a package policy. Even in life, that where I sit, because I sit in a life.
Okay, ample life, yeah.
Ample life. They have those kind of variations in the group life, even individual life. So all it is to understand the customer needs, circumstance, whether financial or whatever need the person has, and we'll show you what kind of policies will suit you. Like I said.
So do you guys do? I know it's off the cuff question, but it came to mind, so I said I'll throw it out to probably ask others as well. But are policies the ones you already have and running, or are there creation of new ones?
That's what I said.
So you can have one, you can see, maybe you talk
that's
to
why
customers.
I said we have a product department. In fact, recently, last year, I think we created like 2 or 3.
Oh, great,
we've been creating, and those people, because all the functions are continuously bringing feedback on what customer needs are, and so that informs the creation of this product. We're continuously creating products. If not, we'll get an innovative company and we're forward looking, and
Awesome.
we serve the customer. We're customer centric company. So
Awesome.
I think it's about 3 or so, or more than that. That was created last year, and
Oh.
we are
About
on
3
top of
products.
we're on top of it, at least on the life space. And I know some were created in the GI space, especially for motor insurance. For instance, let me give an example. In motor insurance, people have there's comprehensive and there's third party.
Third party. Yes.
But some people don't want to pay for the large value of their for comprehensive, but you don't third party just for third party. So there are products in between where you don't have to pay for. It's like flex. They call it flexi. You don't have to pay as large as the comprehensive, but when you pay for that flexi arrangement, your own damage can be covered up to 1 million, 1.5. And some people are okay with it. 1.5, that's okay. So they go for that less
than comprehensive, but
less cost.
More than
because
third
third
party.
party is just third party, and comprehensive, that's when it can be comprehensive, as the word says. But there are those kind of
that's great.
So that's what
great.
I'm saying, that there are those kind of products. And Ample is big on innovation. They are continuously there's some as the auditor, I know that there are lots of products on the pipeline to get to make our customers feel better and satisfy them. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you for clearing that up, because I wanted not just people listening, I wanted to hear that myself, because things are continuously evolving, things are changing.
Like I take the flex and comprehensive on some of my cars. I take on comprehensive. Then when I can't afford, I take the flex.
Things are changing, and we must change along with it, especially organizations. People, I notice people are quick to change. Individuals are quick to adapt, because what's the loss won't be much, but organizations must also
because some people say, okay, 1.5, 2 million, that's enough cover for me. That is not comprehensive.
Like, let's just do that.
What is around us now? That's our economic circumstance and reasoning, and that's feedback from customers.
Okay, so to finish up with you, if I go back to Titi, what role does transparency play in building trust? Because when you talk about audit, you talk about trust, you talk about what's that saying again? You must come with open, clean hands. Equity comes to mind as well. So what role does transparency, equity, and all that play in building trust in your organization?
Really, trust is very critical in insurance, because insurance is intangible. So you need to build the trust to be able to sell and sustain your client base. So audits, to build that trust, always tries to assess and review the system to ensure that nothing is going to hamper that trust, that what we have promised is what we deliver, that the system is working. There are no sudden or root surprises. So you audit the system, audit the communication to customers, audit the claims process to ensure that these things are documented, they are appropriate, they are prompt. Because once you are meeting your customer needs, trust is built naturally. They can rely on you.
True.
You understand? So that what we say we're going to protect, we're protecting, we're meeting it. So audit always is very big on that. And that is why I said we're big on customer experience, because that is the hub where we try to ensure that what the technical person has done, what the salesperson has said, and all the other functions, that we are building that trust. Like I said, it is service. It is something that they are paying us money for, a promise that we may have to fulfill in the future. And so that is trust. And integrity is part of our core values in Ample, aside from all other core values, nimbleness and professionalism. And that is all what builds up to trust.
Awesome. Okay, so because you see, transparency has always been something important. Very, especially, you see, you don't even have to pledge that, because once you hear the word audit, that's all. In fact, there's no talk back. You just know it has to do with, whatever you say you have done or you're doing, that's what you're doing. There's no, So Titilayo, what happens behind the scenes to make sure claims are paid fairly and on time?
Okay.
Simply.
Thank you.
The
process of claims payment starts with notification. Once we receive a notice from the client that there is a claim, then at Ample, a lot happens, but we try as much as possible to simplify the process, streamline the process, and ensure that these claims are paid promptly. So just like I said, the process starts with notification. Once we receive notification of claim, we assign a claim number, and depending on the type of claim it is, if it is a small claim, not a large claim like a fire that burns down maybe a whole building or so. If it's a small claim, we have in-house adjusters, we have in-house assessors that will look at it, do adjustments, then we communicate settlement offer to the client. That is the amount that the client is to receive on the claim. And also we send DB. But if it is a large claim, what we do is that upon
Like we're talking
notification,
billions, are
yeah,
you?
like we are talking billions.
Hmm.
What we do is to appoint a loss assessor, an independent loss assessor, depending on the type of claim it is. We have loss assessors for vehicles, we have for other properties.
So is this
Even for we have for
is this like
energy.
it's like
all
an
that.
angel that comes from the sky?
No,
You know,
it's
the
not
name says so.
Yes,
Let's
loss
break it down.
assessors.
Let's break it
They
down.
are independent engineers, auto mechanic,
Okay.
depending on
Regarding
the
the specialty
type,
of the policy
exactly,
taken. Awesome.
depending on the type of claim that happens.
Okay.
So once we have that, they will visit the scene of the loss, request for documentations that are not already with the company, maybe bill of quantity, the photographs, and all that. So once they have that, they will start negotiation. This negotiation might require that they have meetings with the contractor, the building contractor, the structural engineer, the civil engineer, electrical engineer, depending on the type of claim it is. Once we have their reports, then we then communicate our settlement offer. Settlement offer is like a statement that details the amount the client will get on the claim after the adjustment. Then we attach a document, we call that discharge voucher to it. The discharge voucher is to elicit or the signature, is to get the signature of the client on the claim that he agrees to collect the amount we are offering in settlement of the claim. Once we have that, then settlement is made to
I
the
agree.
account of the
I agree to
client.
collect. Oh.
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much, Ample Nigeria. Thank you, Ifoma Okoji and
Correct.
Titilayo Kinsiku. Thank you for coming, for
you.
simplifying this for us, because I've always known, and I've said to people, I'm like, this it should be a continuation. It should be a continuance. Yes, because insurance is suffering. I can tell you for free. It's like, when the marketer goes out there and you're knocking on doors, people don't want to hear it. You just open the door. What you're selling something, they close the door on you. So there has to be like the innovation we're talking about. Things are changing. There was a word when I was looking at the preps this morning, I was thinking I was saying to myself, so there's fintech, and I was saying intech insurance, So I'm like, intech,
yes.
it just goes with how I feel about Ample and what you guys are doing, what you guys are going out of your way to do. So the continuation, I feel, is very key, so people can just say, insurance, Queens on the mic, WFM, we know that continuously telling us what we need to know and what we have to do and how we must understand this and know that it's for our own good. Again, thank you so much for being our Queens on the mic today. And last words in 2-3 sentences before we let you go.
Sentences?
Yes.
For me, at Ample, we deliver on what we promised.
Awesome.
There's clarity, there's transparency. And when I say transparency, everything we do, just like you said about the claims, all these processes, they're on our website. So you are clear on at what point you are in, you know what it is you're getting.
Thank you.
No surprises.
2 sentences for want of time.
Yes. At Ample, I want to tell you that innovation we are in now, is a matter of time. Insurance will be like a digital reset, to be clear.
Like ABCD.
Exactly. And that is what we are at Ample.
Thank you so much. We want to thank you once again. My name is Bionic. It's Queens on the mic. We're prepping for 3 o'clock, and want to say have a lovely evening. We're almost short of our time. We'll wrap this up with a song called "We Are Champions." That's what we are at Ample. That's what we are at WFM. That's what we are at Rap Radio Africa. It's Bionic.